They initialized chattel enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity. With the adoption of this resolution so emphatically,
Ghana's foreign minister after the resolution was officially passed. So why is this past resolution such a big deal? And what will it change on the ground for Africans and those in the diaspora? That's what's coming up.
Okay, so if you look at the text, right, the Ghanaians are even doing this for the Americans. And the reason they took the initiative, like I said, John Mahama is a student of Nkrumahism. So he's carried the learnings and the teachings of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah into his presidency. This is why he's making a lot of moves with the Caribbean. Man, he's making a lot of moves with Zambians. He's making a lot of moves with the Caribbean people. This guy, this president that we have in Ghana, just sent 300 healthcare professionals to the Caribbean from Ghana, because Ghana has an excess of nurses. He sent 300 of them to the Caribbean to help, with, after the natural disasters. They are helping them. And some are also there to train doctors and nurses in the Caribbean. This is how you advance a global black cause. It's from healthcare, skills transfer, skills transfer, technology transfer, healthcare transfer, education transfer, things like this. The Western blacks that are supposed to be the wealthiest, all they can send us is jokes and entertainment. We've been dancing in Africa too much. We don't need that shit over there. If you send me rap music, what am I gonna do with it? I mean, it's cool and all, but if you send me rap music, what am I gonna do with rap music, man? You gotta send me something, So it's not like Ghana came here and they did this to get reparations for just Ghanaians, or to get maybe the Tariq version of reparations. Phil Black, or whatever his name is, Tim Black, is making videos like, oh, you're trying to steal our reparations. No, they're not. They are fighting for their reparations. But they are making sure that you get some, because they realize that you don't have power. You are a minority without power. They can go to the UN, you cannot. So Ninja, shut your ass up and keep eating the coins from Tariq Nasheed, because you have no power. Okay, Black Alpha Network, you have no power. Heck, even our Shapton has no power. Okay, but see, these FBA guys, this is why I've seen some black Americans call them out, because they've noticed that they are making the dumb ones take over the media and the narratives, and it could help, it could erase all the efforts that has, and the work that all the guys have done in the past, even though these are I just take them as jokers on the internet. I don't think they're any serious in that,
Here. Necessary because the legacy of slavery, which saw at least 12.5 million Africans taken and sold between the 15th and 19th centuries, still shapes racial and economic inequalities today.
This is not the end. This is the beginning. What we've achieved today creates a platform for the struggle for reparatory justice.
This is what the Tariqs and the uneducated blacks should understand. The people that came to do this in New York, they are presidents, they are policy makers. They've gone to school to learn policy. They are not school dropouts like Tariq. These are policy makers. These are people that have pushed bills. These are people that understand these issues at scale. They realize that these FBAs can't get anything. You can't even get it in America because your government said no. Your government should be ashamed of themselves that they were one of the few, with Israel obviously, to completely say no. All the European nations abstained. At least they were on the fences. Your government said no. They were not even ashamed of it. They were not. See, it's like they are not even scared of you. They're saying it to your face. And the reason they can say it now is they've restricted you now. During the Luther King eras, the protests were more pronounced. The Caucasian Americans were more cautious of how they navigate these race issues. Nowadays, they're very bold to say no. They don't give a damn. So guys like John Mahama is aware of these things, that for you to be able to get anything, you have to start somewhere. You have to first get that recognition, and then you can now use that as a platform to advance it. I'm going to let him say it one more time, and then I'll put the link in the chat.
For the struggle for this is the beginning. What we've achieved today creates a platform for the struggle for reparatory justice.
Yeah, so it creates a platform. They're not getting reparations today. See, the Tim Blacks and all these, that Dennis Perlin and all these idiots, they took it like, oh yeah, they're trying to get reparations. No. Have you started trying to get reparations? Are you the payer of the reparations? This is the classic definition of jealousy. Okay, there are two groups. The Africans are looking to ask for something. You are also looking to ask for something. Two groups going. Africans are going, you're asking for something. The superpower countries are at the top. They are supposed to pay what you're asking for. You're both going to ask for it. Why are you worried that I went and I asked first, instead of worrying about why you haven't been able to ask? That's the classic definition of jealousy. They are jealous. Right? You want something, it's like, I want this and I want this, but I worked hard and I got the job. And you're complaining that because you were talking about it first, but you didn't do the work, then I shouldn't even be trying to get it. How does that make sense? It's like money, right? You're trying to get some money. I'm trying to get some money. But you don't want to go to work. The moment I go to work and I got that money, you're complaining that I'm trying to get the money. That's what they are doing. So Tim Black, Tariq Nasheed, and the chick we reacted to yesterday that are all making videos, they are all emotional thinkers. They are not strategic. You need to create the platform first, which is an acknowledgement that is a crime against humanity. And then with the crime, you can now go and start pushing for reparative justice. Also, you can also only do it if you are somehow at parity, which means you're a nation, you're a group, you're a movement. Are you a movement or you're a lineage? If you're a lineage, nobody gives a damn. If you're a movement, then you can start lobbying your government, because your government is one of the few that said no, which should tell you that the US government will never pay. For us, we can force the Europeans to pay something. The Africans can force the Europeans to pay something. But the blacks in America can never force the US government to pay anything. They won't pay it. And they will say because of their constitution, that's why they cannot pay. And because of their constitution, if they cannot pay, then there is no reparative justice. It's only going to remain on social media. And maybe the Ghanaians might end up getting it before you get it, because they have shown that they can actually put on their fugu, get on a plane, and take action, while you sit on the internet and raise money for movies to entertain. I told you they are entertainers. So they are raising money for Hidden Colors to entertain their people. The Ghanaians are like, you know what? Let's go get this money. I'll leave you guys with that. I think I've explained enough.